Hi, my name is Pavel Tashev and today I'm going to speak about how to keep being conscious in your dream. For those who have practiced different techniques which help you to be conscious in your dream, they will realize that sometimes it's difficult to be conscious in your dream, to keep being conscious. I will give an example. Every morning when you wake up, usually the objects around you are there. The lamp is still there, the wardrobe is still there, you are still there, whatever you do. Well, you can break things, but in the normal circumstances, the things will be there. In a dream, when you're conscious, the things are a bit different. The lamp can disappear, the wardrobe can disappear, your dream can change. You can fall asleep and lose your consciousness. This basically means that we need some techniques which help us to keep us being conscious. And that's the topic of today's video. The first technique which I want to review, I call it hook or hooking. Before you practice it in your dream, it's better to understand it in your daily life and to practice it there, in order to understand the concept and the idea. Let's imagine the following situation. You walk on the street, the cars are passing by, the people are walking around, the birds are singing, etc. Usually in such kind of situation we think about things from our past. What I did yesterday, what I did 5 years ago, what I'm going to do tomorrow, or things from our work, and so on and so on and so on. The exercise is quite simple. These things which I just mentioned, we stop to do them and we just observe. Just observe the surrounding world. And we hook our attention to different objects. For example, the car which is passing by. We hook our attention and we just observe the car, the way it moves, the speed, etc. We keep that attention for a few seconds and then we unhook ourselves and we hook ourselves to, let's say, the person who is next to us. The way she or he behaves, the way she or he speaks, and so on. We keep that observation for a few seconds, then we unhook ourselves and we can hook on the bird which is singing from somewhere, the song which the bird sings, or whatever. We just observe. This technique is very efficient and helpful because we basically teach ourselves not to be disturbed by the surrounding things. For example, the worries from our work or anything from our past or anything from our future. We learn how to focus our attention to the direction which we want to be directed. This is quite helpful in our dream because when we do that, we basically stay focused. We can focus on different objects and whatever there is, a dog which is running after you or a monster in your dream, they will not affect you. That's the first exercise and it's quite helpful. In your dream, when you start to do that exercise, the first hook which you can choose is your hands. We actually mentioned that in a previous video when I spoke about different techniques. To look at your hands, this is basically a kind of a hook. You hook yourself in your hands. You keep your attention, and then you unhook yourself from your hands by putting them down. And you hook somewhere else. You just choose an object. Keep your attention there for a few seconds, unhook, and do that again and again with different objects. Some of you, they will notice that the effects of this technique can get a bit weaker in time. If you notice this, stop hooking yourself and lift up your hands again. Your hands, for some reason, has the property that when you hook yourself, you basically, if you put them down again and you try to hook yourself again to the surrounding objects, the efficiency of the technique will be again strong and not that weak. This is the first technique. The second technique is called separation from your analytical part and your emotional part. In ourselves, we have one part which is responsible for analyzing the world around us. Like, the sky looks like that, this car looks like that, this moves like that, and so on and so on. It's basically the thing which analyzes the things. There are no emotions here. And there is another part which is the emotional part. The emotions are responsible for things like I feel joy, I feel love, I feel scared, I feel that or that. Can be many things. Usually these two things, they are connected. Our emotions, they can influence the way we think, or we can destroy the logic in general, or our logic can influence the way we feel things. To separate these things basically means to be able to feel emotions, but not letting them to influence the way we think. Let's imagine the following situation. Dogs are running after us. We are scared. We know that if they catch us, we will be in danger. And we are quite scared about this fact. But at the same time, there is another part of ourselves which can analyze this situation. If we are separated, we will know that we feel fear. We will know with our body that we are scared and so on. But if we are separated, we will be able to analyze the situation purely, with no influence from the emotions. This is the way we can understand that we have separated these two things in ourselves. This technique is quite helpful when we dream because, well, let's imagine this situation. A small dark room somewhere deep underground, the monsters are there, and guess what? We'll be scared. If we can separate ourselves, our emotions from our analytical part, that basically means that whatever we feel, no matter how strong the fear is, we can still stay stable. And we can still analyze, and we can still take conscious and right decisions. If we don't practice this technique, that basically means that in this kind of situation the fear will overwhelm us, and most probably we'll forget to do techniques or whatever. We will lose our consciousness. These two techniques will help us to focus, to direct our attention to the direction which we want to be directed, and also to control the emotions and the circumstances which are around us in our dream. Thank you for watching. Comment below, share your experience, share the video, and I wish you a good day.